Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys a recap on a new episode of Dr. Stone Wars on episode 3, or Dr. Stone season 2 on episode 3, or on the over total number of episodes, episode 27. 24 episodes in the first season, and now we're up to the third episode of season 2, etc. Anyways, I thought this episode was really nice, and it was very hilarious, and at the same time, when it came towards the end, it was kind of nice and great honesty than when it was. So if anything else, let's just get this started, okay? Okay, let's go. We had to it that Taiju and Yuzuriha realizes that Senku buried a phone here, and later on, Senku told Taiju and Yuzuriha that, you need to grab someone to be on our side, etc. Eventually, we get to see a scene with Magma and Chrome having to be the distraction to give Gen the opening, Although Chrome had to use a smokescreen and battery, while Magma and Chrome decide to use the best they can to, give themselves as the big bait to allow Gen to run away from whatchamacallit, the guy with the arrow. What's his name again? Ukyo. Yeah. All I know is Gen does tell Chrome and Magma that he has very good sense of hearing. It's very hard to actually get to escape from him, etc. We have to it that throughout the entirety of what Taiju and Yuzuriha have been doing, they've been connecting with Tsukasa's camp for now, while Nikki is asked to keep an eye on those two to make sure they're not doing anything stupid, etc, etc, etc. But we get to know that only 1 year has passed in Dr. Stone when Taiju and Yuzuriha took separate ways to go to Tsukasa's empire, That was kind of crazy. I should have known it should have been at least a couple months to a year, but I guess it's been a year. I don't even know why I was so shocked about that, but I go hey man, time does fly by, but not in terms of logic, etc. Not so much. Anyways, as the episode continues on, we have to it that Gen does make it back to Senku's Science Kingdom, and that's a good thing. However, this is where it becomes very, very risky, because Nikki, we get to know that she's a tough woman, and she does hold a lot of strength, and we get to know that she does martial arts, and that we do know that she is strong. But she is a big fan of William Weinberg whatsoever, and that Taiju does tell her, I want you to talk to my friend real quick, Eventually, this is pretty risky because she knows she loves Lillian Weinberg's songs. At the same time, though, she knows, anyone who was impersonating her, they're going to die, because she's a big hardcore fan. This really worries the heck out of Gen and Senku, because this is where they had to do something. She asked one question, I'll ask you a couple questions to know if you're real or not. How many CDs have you sold in total? And about, Gen's okay, we have 3 choices. Dodge the question, make a guess, or snap out. And Senku's we gotta answer correctly. So he uses the back of napkin Fermi estimate of logical approximation, in terms of sales, publishing, streaming, and then touring around, He ends up calculating through the labels and retailers about at least 60 million copies, etc. And she says, okay, what are your measurements? 3 sizes. I'm laughing so hard because, when it comes to 3 sizes and in Japan, that is pretty hectic here and there. Of course, this is where Senku ends up having to struggle. He said 88, 65, 85, but she knows that, and of course Nikki realizes that you are way skinny in your profile photos and you're actually a liar, But we have to it that Senku decides to play one song, one song that's able to try to convince her, we're betting on science over BS right now. And this actually got her shocked, and she actually loved that song, and she actually listened to it multiple times. And by that time, we have to it that Nikki is really surprised about this, and there's no way in heck you could fake this out, So she decides to ask Senku a question. Can you use the power of science to bring back Lillian's other songs? But Senku decides to tell her honestly, saying, no way in hell I can do that, because all the recordings, all those wimpy recording mediums have turned to dust 10 billion% for a very long time already. But I can promise you one thing then. this last song, I could protect it for you with the power of science. If you could cooperate with us. We don't have much time for Tsukasa before he makes a full-on assault. So if you could help us out, then I could guarantee you and promise you this song, I could protect it with the power of science. So therefore, she decides to cooperate, etc. And of course, Senku does tell her the truth. I need to protect this record with my life in order to trick him. So if you want to protect this thing, we're on the same team, no? So she decides, okay, I'll team up with you, And they finally got Nikki the guard to join their party, And next episode is called Full Assault. So looks like to me, both teams are going to be at each other's throats now, depending on the situation. So this episode right here, it looked really simple the way how I'm going to recap it or describe it to you, I mean, nothing much has happened, no bloodshed, but a way to try to get someone to be on Senku's side. It Taiju and usually has side because, a guy was watching over them or stalking them, in other words, if that's going to make you feel any better. But we get to know that Nikki, she is a hardcore fan. She looks like a freaking tough delinquent, and she does martial arts, so that explains why she's super, super strong. She's at least above human strength, above average human strength, that's for sure. But she does have a little. She is pretty smart in a certain way to know that whether Lillian Weinberg is fake or not. But eventually she does find out. But with one song that being played out, she's really shocked about that and asks Senku the question. Can you bring back Lillian's other songs? But Senku's like, I can't do that. I'm sorry. Everything else turned to dust 10 billion%. But I could promise you one thing. I could protect this last song for you with the power of science if you could help me out. I need to trick Tsukasa's army or men in order to be on our side, etc. Although it's going to be risky. I need this recording saved too. So if you want to protect this thing and I need to protect this recording, we're on the same side. So what's it going to be? She agrees right away because I guess she's a big fan of William Weinberg and that her songs did save her a lot back then. So that's another thing. So anyways, looking forward to the next episode. It's called Full Assault, and it looks like to me we may get into the war right now, but how's this going to play out? Because, stopping bloodshed in war is very, very hard, I mean, in terms of, gentrifying things, etc., everything improving, you can't really, you can't stop bloodshed in war unless you have a, good compromising, etc. So until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace out. Bye bye.